Morning out there. So today I've had some emails, not many comments on the YouTube page, but emails asking about, exactly what all I do for my cleaning. And I thought I'd show you what I do for my cleaning. And this is just my way. It's not the only way. There's all kinds of debates about this out there. But I kind of have a three-step process, which I will show you what I do. So I have the ultrasonic cleaner, kind of the cheaper version, 6 liters water. You have these different discs you can put in to space your records. I usually do 3 records at a time. And actually I saved some water. I did a batch last night. I did 30 records. Usually I run 30 records because that's what fits in my dry rack. But look at all the dirt that came off of the records, hair, junk. So I feel that ultrasonic cleaning does do benefits for you. Not only does the record, you get rid of some of the clicks and pops and hisses and muddiness. You're never going to take the scratches away. So don't think ultrasonic cleaning is going to take a beat up record and make it into a perfectly new record. It's not. You're not going to get rid of a scratch. Things you feel with your fingernail, it's there. Unless it's a really expensive record and you want to take the time under a microscope, use a fine point needle and try to clean it up so you don't get a skip at least, but you're still going to hear a tick, and that's up to you. But yeah, ultrasonic cleaning will not make a record brand new. It makes them sound better. It keeps your needle. I know ever since I started using ultrasonic cleaners, I don't clean my needle nearly as much. I don't have to. I look at it. I've got a little loop to look at it, and I have the cleaning stuff. But you just don't have to do it when you keep your records clean. So I also have a VPI 16.5, which I will show you how that works. And then I also have the HumminGuru, which you saw my video on before. And so yeah, I'm gonna kind of demonstrate what I do with the 3 of them and how I clean records. And again, just me, doesn't have to be everybody. So, and we will talk about stuff. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so today we're talking about the ultrasonic cleaners that I use. So we'll start off with the basic 6-liter tub ultrasonic cleaner. You can buy these all over the place, Amazon, probably eBay. People make up their own things, and so this is the one I use to start everything up. This is where I usually have this one set outside on my workbench, where I have it set up to receive box. When I get collections in, and I start going through the boxes to see what we have, and then I clean them. So I do them 3 at a time on this one. And what I do, because you're given these little poly pads, so I usually I'll stack 2 of them, put a record, then I do 2 more, put a record, 2 more, put a record, and then the final one for the clamping pressure. And I let them go. That way you give a little, you can do 6 of them if you want to, but you don't have much there. What do you have? Maybe 3/8 of an inch. If I grab a tape measure, I'll grab a tape measure here in just a second, and I'll check it out on my next slide here. So, but yeah, let me grab some records and I'll show you how I actually stack them in there. Okay, we're back with the basic ultrasonic cleaner. So what you use is distilled water. I just use regular distilled water. I'm not promoting any types. Oh, one thing, make sure your drain's closed on the side so you don't make a mess. Just pour the water in. As I said, it takes about, they call them 6 liters. So what is it in a US gallon? What do you have? 3.7, if I remember correctly from all my years working overseas on oil rigs. 3.78. So 3.78. And then use some of the next one. There's a little line inside there, and that's where I fill it up to. We're not using the whole 6 liters there. Okay, then another thing, I'm not saying this is the exact thing to do, Other people might not. I use a little capful of PhotoFlow, Kodak PhotoFlow 200. If you're unsure what PhotoFlow is, get a safety sheet right here. You can download the data safety sheet. It talks about everything that's on these things. I deal with these things every day, working at a refinery, because we have so many bad products out there that, yeah, I'm a stickler on safety data sheets. So it tells you what's in it. And basically it's a propylene glycol is the biggest thing, 25 to 30%. And then another word that I cannot even say, and I don't have my glasses on. And then the rest of it's basically water. So look it up. It tells you about if there's a fire, what fire agent to put it out with. It doesn't flash till 100 degrees Celsius, 212 degrees Fahrenheit. I only bring mine up to 30 degrees, so it's going to take a little time to get it up there. Because right now it's only at 14 degrees, so I'm going to have to take a little time and wait to get this one going, because it takes a while to heat up. So, and then I only do a 5-minute cycle. The water, the PhotoFlow, like I said, I just use a capful, and it's a wetting agent, which helps things stick and helps make the to loosen things up, so the ultrasonic bubbles, harmonics, frequency gets in there and gets all the junk out, like you saw down there. So that's where that's at, and I'm gonna let it heat up, and then what I'll do though, while I'm letting it heat up, I'll move over, talk a little bit about this stuff here. Okay, here we have the VPI 16.5. I've had this for quite a while. Actually, I got pretty lucky on this one. Kept searching eBay for a while, and someone listed this in like the wrong category, but I had all the different words in my searches, and I wake up in the morning and there's an email showing that this one had gone up. I buy it now for $450. It was still in the box, and I think someone found it, estate sale, something like that, and they were just trying to get 450 bucks for it. So I bought it. It didn't have the stickers. That's my own thoughts, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, comes with a wand, felt brushes, which you can get new ones and replace. I have to replace some of mine pretty soon. They get a little dirty here on the ends. But it goes on to a vacuum, and the vacuum is spring loaded back here. And what you do is you'll put your record on, spray it down, and what I use on this is I use distilled water and the L'Art de Sun. Pardon my pronunciations. Not always great. Actually, I don't have my glasses on. Makes me look really, really old with glasses. But anyway, so I mix this up like it says to do. I think it's 20 milliliters to a quart. This is a 1 quart. This is a vinyl style washing fluid that came with this. Actually, when I bought this, they sent me this, and I just used the bottle because it's a quart. So I use that, fill it up with my water, shake it up. I then put it into a little generic sprayer. Again, I'm not promoting anything. I have no sponsors, no nothing. But I put it in here, and that's how I do my second stage. So after it goes to the ultrasonic cleaner, I have a drying rack outside. After the drying rack, which I have a fan mounted, a little USB driven fan, it helps dry, and the PhotoFlow helps things dry pretty fast too. Once they're dry, I bring them in, I run them on here with the second solution. After that, I then will run them on the HumminGuru with just distilled water to rinse any kind of chemicals that might still be on there. So that's kind of where we're at on that. I will set that up also with a record so I can show you the different noise levels that each of these machines produce. All right, trying to give you an overhead view of the VPI 16.5. Have a couple sacrificial records that came out. That was in a big collection I bought, and these are the ones that I'm just not doing anything with. So, don't know if you can see, there's quite a bit of junk on this record here. Some scratch, I mean mostly marks, not really scratches. But anyway, so what you do with this, put it on, you clamp it up. Okay, when you spray, you want to make sure that you're not getting the label wet. So I try to spray outwards. Shake my stuff up first, make sure it's nice and mixed up. Then I go through and I spray. I then have this brush, can't remember, goat hair, camel hair, you can tell me, I don't remember what they are. Anyway, I use it to spread the fluid around nice and evenly. And then I start giving it just little strokes to try to break up in case there's still a little bit of stuff left over from the first ultrasonic cleaning. So usually I'll let it go, you know, 15, 20 times around. And just work it all in, right? I'm not going to do that this time because you guys will get bored watching a record spin around and around with no sound coming out of it. Kind of boring, kind of like watching paint dry. Some people also will use the old felt brushes. I kind of just let it mix up because I've got pads on there already. So you swing this over, and here's where you can see how loud this machine is. Sucks it up, push that over, turn it off. I always keep a little handy towel around so that I can make sure I wipe off anything or a microfiber that I might have got onto the labels. Also, when I'm doing this for record cleaning, I have lots of nitrile gloves. You can buy them cheap, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, things like that. It's nice because you don't get fingerprints. I'm not going to use them today though. But anyway, so that's what that is. I think the recommended time for the vacuum by the manufacturer is 1 revolution, because you could start to build up static electricity, not anti-static, static electricity, and that'll be picked up by your stylist, which then you hear through your speakers. And we're trying to get rid of static and dirt. But I have the gun. I'm drawing a blank. Anyways, I have the anti-static gun that I hit all my records with. So anyway, let's take a look. Again, I don't know how well things would come up, but you know, got rid of some of the big junk off of there that was there, you know, but this one had not gone through this part first, but it does make a difference. After that, it moves over to the HumminGuru with just distilled water to get any chemicals from either one of the processes, right? So I've shown the HumminGuru, the basics of it, but I'll show again what it sounds like in this video in case someone doesn't want to go back and watch the other video. All right, so I'm back over this one. I'm not gonna let it heat all the way up because this is for demonstration purposes. So like I said, what I do is I have two poly pads, put them on, put your record on, grab 2 more poly pads, get another record, on, 2 more poly pads, get the 3rd record on, final poly pad, and the clamping. So now that's clamped. So let's take a look real fast. They always say you want to leave an inch in between, and I am at about an inch. Yep. So right about 1 inch. Those poly pads are, as I should have measured it beforehand. Well, here, let's not be lazy. Let's get the job done. Right, no reason to be lazy. And yeah, like I thought, they're 3/8. Still got a pretty good eye, huh? So 3/8, and you put 2 of them, so there's 6/8. Or if your kid's not going to Common Core class, that is now 3/4 of. Hey, I want to give a quick little, show you a test of what the ultrasonic actually does. Here is a prized possession Led Zeppelin 4 unnamed Stairway to Heaven record. I'm gonna put a mark on it. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? Yeah, don't worry, This one's warped. Part of my deal that I bought a bunch of records I thought were really nice shaped, and they had these little itty bitty warps. So anyway, I got this mark on there. Let's dip it in here. We're gonna let it run. It's irritating. Pretty annoying, huh? But there's 20 seconds and it takes it off. Now, yeah, was that dried? No, but just to show you how just nothing touching it, just the frequencies that's generating the harmonics through there, how it breaks things up. So that's just a little test demo. Okay, quick tutorial on the HumminGuru. Has marks, 7-inch, 12-inch. Comes with adapters for 7-inch and 10-inch records. Showed those before if you're really interested in them. Again, I just take regular distilled water, refill it up to the line. Just a little bit more. Put the lid back on. Has a small filtering foam there. You then take it, line it up gently, and you pour it in. No valves. It has a small, some kind of mechanism in there. It'd be interesting to see one apart, because I love taking things apart and rebuilding motors and pumps and all that kind of stuff at work, valves. So I'm sure it's just some kind of solenoid, little gate on it. But anyway, you let that fill up. You turn it on. You can set it for 2 or 5 minutes for the cycle time, and you can set the drying time. The catch basin goes back in over here. You can cycle your times, so like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I was going to do a quick 2-minute one so you guys can see, hear how it goes. Set your record in, has some rollers down there, sits inside 2 grooves. We set it for 2 minutes. And it spins. So again, frequencies, ultrasonic frequencies, hitting on both sides. I think this one runs at 40,000 hertz. I'm not positive, but I think that's what it was. So, and like I said, it'll go, you can do 2 or 5 minutes if you want, then it goes into a dry time, which I showed on the other video. So that's basically how that works. I don't know if I can, I've never tried stopping it in the middle. Let's see if there's a stop function. No. Oh, there's stop. There. Learned something new today. So yeah, anyway, what kind of show you my process of what I do. Let me pull, this is just a junk record too. I'm gonna let it dry later on. So again, these are my 3 things, the way I do it. The 6-liter bin, Kodak PhotoFlow 200 for the surfaculant, helps the water tension, break things off. MSDS, SDS, under the new way. VPI 16.5 is my second process. Ultrasonic, HumminGuru, distilled water only, third process. Anti-static sleeve for the record. New sleeve for the cover with the record on the behind side, so you're not getting in and out all the time. If it's a trashed white paper sleeve, I just throw them away. I'll put a generic one in there. If it's a colorful sleeve, because there's some great sleeves out there, you know, I try to save them and put them back in the album so that you have them. I dig these because they're fun to look at and see what was coming out at that time, you know, what the big things were. And so I try to keep them all in the album, so it's all original. Again, this is my way. Is it the right way? I don't know. This is the way I like to do it. I feel my stuff sounds really good. People on my Discogs page who purchase from me always say the albums look great, sound great. I don't sell a lot there, but I do sell a few. I'm sold like 500 and something, and I've gotten like 200 and some odd feedbacks back. Not everyone writes feedback. I'm finding it's about 50%. So yeah, drop me some comments and questions, and let me know what you feel you like, what's right, what's wrong. It's up to everybody. It's your hobby. Do what you like, and have fun. Enjoy the music.